Okay, everybody, it's me and you together again at last. I've been looking forward to this all freaking day. Seriously, we have some stuff to talk about. A stunning, absolutely, literally freaking mind blower of an admission by a Federal Reserve president. We're going to talk about that. And a warning today from the leaders of the European Union. And I don't think that's going to surprise too many of you, but it's kind of interesting. So yes, this is my post-market wrap-up on this Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. Let's start off with this market. All right. So now we have, out of the last 7 days, 6 of the last 7 days have been rallies for the stock market, and today was another rally here. It's getting kind of ahead of itself, this market. That's just my opinion. I don't pick tops and bottoms. I think the market needs to fall. I really, really do. I would welcome tomorrow, if the market were to sell off, I think it would be a good thing here. Let's put a few things together, you and me. What's going on? Well, something that we witnessed recently, we have watched the 10-year yield close above, and now it's settling above 2% for a while now, okay? Wars and other nonsense notwithstanding. So we're looking okay. I have explained to all of you, we have discussed how at one point the 10-year yield would settle above 2% and the market would love it. Yes, those are my exact words. Now, after hearing from the Federal Reserve yesterday, Yellowstone Powell, with his kind of aggressive stance here on raising rates moving forward, well, you're seeing the same phenomenon occur again, and the market's loving it. That is, you're seeing the 10-year yield rise. Okay, this is not an uncontrolled rise. Believe me, I read the messages. I check my email box. I love the fact that there are those of you that are watching that 10-year yield like you should. Forget the stock market. But this is not an uncontrolled spike in the 10-year yield. What we are seeing here is the market doing what it always does. It's pricing in what's going to happen in the future. That's how the market works. It looks at things. It may take a while to come around, and then it starts to price it in. So you're seeing this 10-year yield bump up. That's the market pricing in more hikes, and they're coming. And the market is going to, are you ready? Love it. It's going to get all orgasmic over it. You want to see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's what the market's going to do. Look, now again, yes, I read the emails. Yes, I read the comments. I understand about the yield curve flattening out, inverting, blah blah blah. People, we've seen this before. It's a fake out. The economy is in free fall. Duh. I think you and I are well aware of that. I mean, there are some people that are buying the propaganda that our economy is so strong. It's incredible. It's great. It's tremendous. No. The global economy is in meltdown mode. It's been that way for years. And even when they shut down the economy, what did the market do? What did it do? It went higher. Yeah, that's easy money. Okay, that's central banks buying it all. It's not going to stop, so just get ready for it. And again, I really do get it. Those of you out here who are waiting and praying and hoping for the market crash, ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen until we get the meltdown in the debt market. So I know you're listening to this retard and this freak over here and this other imbecile on the other side who are, pretty much on a weekly basis calling for a stock market crash. They've been wrong year after year after year after year. They're going to continue to be wrong because they have no idea how the market works. Some of these people have admitted they don't own any stock. But they're fixated on calling market crashes. Are you kidding me? How these people have a platform, how they have one single person that follows them is beyond me. I guess it's the dumbed down. But anyway, you can't make this stuff up. It's impossible. The market will continue higher until we get an uncontrolled sell-off in the debt market, for which we don't see. The flattening out inverted yield curve, it's not going to change anything. Again, we are already in a collapse with regard to the economy globally. Central banks keeping pressure on the global economy. That's the way it's going to go moving forward. And the faster the economy craters, the higher the stock market's going to go. You all know that. This phenomenon has been in place for freaking years. All right, let us move forward. So on the back here of the 10-year yield rising, again, market pricing in hikes coming forward, stocks higher today. You got a dollar that was slightly weaker. You got crude oil, which fell slightly today. It was still at about 111, 112 with regard to WTI, going much higher. Gold and silver fell under some pressure today despite the weaker dollar. Imagine my shock there. And you got cryptocurrencies doing pretty well. Bitcoin around 42, 43,000, it's doing all right. Now, let us move on to what I found. I mean, you're going to laugh. And I wouldn't be surprised if you start, rolling around the floor here. I wrote duh. See my duh? Yeah. So we got this admission today from Federal Reserve President James Bullard. I pick on this guy all the time. I call him bullshit and everything else. But today, people, is the day. I mean, there's always that kind of a day where we got some truth out of at least one member of the Federal Reserve. And this is what he said, that the Federal Reserve's current policy, despite the fact that they have raised rates, the federal funds rate, a whopping 0.25%, the Fed's policy is still creating more inflation. I mean, that did require duh. Yeah. But that's a pretty stunning admission that look, you knew this. I knew this. We've spoke about it right here, that inflation is going to continue to surge out of control at a faster pace. As a matter of fact, faster than ever. So we have a Fed president who's kind of, backing us up on that. You got to be a mental midget of the highest order to not realize that what the Fed is doing right now is massively inflationary. They have not stopped. They are issuing debt through one door and then making a U-turn and buying it back through this door. Issuing debt, U-turn, buying it back. This mechanism, people, and I've showed you this exact lovely movement for years, is inflationary. It is hyper-inflationary. And the Fed has no intention whatsoever on stopping it. Okay? But again, I already told you, go complain to your loving, caring representatives. And they won't even answer you. See, because you don't amount to nothing. You understand that? You have no voice, zero. Yeah, this is not a government of the people, by the people, for the people. No. This is a corporate agenda being run by central banks, a destruction of an entire class of people, an extermination of an entire class of people, and you're just going to sit back and love it. Yes, you are, especially if you're a member of the middle class, because you are going down big time faster. So just get used to that too. So start planning accordingly. Anyway, so here's another warning that we got today from leaders of the European Union. Okay, well, these freaks are explaining. Well, no, they're warning people to brace for a grain deficit. In other words, food shortages. Duh, and that's going to sweep the globe. It's coming here, right here to the United States as well. Energy shortages, crises, more this, more that, more money being pulled out of the future, thrown at everything they can possibly think about, and you can count on central banks financing it all. So as well as the war that's over there, we're sending hundreds of billions. Nations around the world, the United States as well, of course, sending hundreds of billions of dollars in weaponry over there. This is just the opening salvos because they're going to keep prolonging that war. And where does that cash come from? We don't have it. We're broke. It's going to come straight out of the central banks who are willing to finance whatever they got to finance. Going back to the yield curve real quick, I want you to understand something. And I know there's a lot of people who are going to find what I'm about to say kind of maybe unbelievable, but it's true. You're going to see, and you've seen the major Wall Street banks, the ones I've been recommending for a long time, make a incredible turnaround as of late, and you haven't seen anything yet. Despite the fact that we have this flattening yield curve, inversions in the curve, banks are going to prosper here. Mostly because, again, and I've been setting myself up for this, and so have my Lions, for the rate hikes. And these rate hikes are going to be very positive for banks. They're going to destroy people, of course, but they're going to be very positive for the banks. Look, there's nothing that you or I can do about it. There is an entirely new demographic emerging here, okay? A new two-tier society, which I have warned about for, I don't know, for a decade, all right? Extreme haves, extreme have-nots, people getting squashed down to the bottom. And that mechanism is going to continue here. You're going to see the well-off and the rich get much more well-off and much richer as cash is sucked from everyone else and pushed straight up to the 1 and 2 percenters, and it cannot be stopped. No one wants it stopped either, okay? Either you're on the right side of this or you're a loser. That's pretty much where we are at. And I've been trying my damnedest to get you all on the right side of this freak show. Even those of you that, oh, Greg, how are those banks looking? Duh. Couldn't be looking better now. You notice how there's no comments about that anymore? They've all disappeared because they're all sucking their thumbs in some corner. I tell you, man, you can sincerely lead a horse to water. You cannot make him drink. You know, I want to bring something else up before I let you go. So the largest hedge fund on the planet Earth, Bridgewater Capital Associates, well, they're starting, or they're going to be investing heavily in cryptocurrencies. Now, you think that's going to be bullish or bearish for cryptocurrencies? If you said bullish, ding, ding, ding. You're correct. Anyway, you know what to do, people. Look, when you hear the people out there, they're very misinformed, telling you not to do something, more than likely you should be doing the polar opposite. When you have the crowd saying one thing, you got to look in the opposite direction, because that's where the right place to be is. And with regard to this market, you and I have been on the right side of this for years. We've been looking for opportunities, taking advantage of at least most of them. You know, I missed one recently, and do I regret missing that opportunity? I'm talking about, I got hammered today, people. Look, and I expected this to happen. In my video that I did earlier today, I explained, initially I did not buy defense contractors because I felt I just didn't feel right about it. But in this environment, what is right? Who am I, or you, or anybody, to point a finger at anyone and tell them, you can't do this and you can't do that, or you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. While we all participate willingly in the beast system, yes, all of you, every single one of us, willingly participates and takes and uses this beast system every single day. You're using it right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I bet you pay for your cable, your phone, or however you're watching this whole thing. You pay for that device with the beast system. You're probably paying your bills using the beast system. You're transacting in fiat currency. So don't point your finger at me or anybody else. And I knew that was going to happen. My email box lit up like a Christmas tree today. And of course, some of the comments here. From now on, this is it. The gloves are off, in my view. I will, and I don't care what anybody has to say, because if you have something to say, raise your hand, put it down. I don't give a shit. How's that? Because you are participating in this system just as well as I do, whether you own defense stocks, banks, big oil, or anything else. Don't matter. You're in it just as deep as anyone else. So, like I said, stop pointing your fingers at people until you point at yourself first. Go look in the mirror. You understand? So yes, I will not let an opportunity pass me by anymore. And again, look, I put this out there for all my lines. I said, do what you want to do with it. And I will continue to do that moving forward. This system is, it's so sick and twisted and perverted. It's designed to destroy us. So unless we weaponize it, we're all going to lose. And I refuse to let a single one of you lose, even those of you who hate Greg Mannarino. That's the truth. I want everybody to win. And we're going to do that if we play this game correctly as this new thing, this new set of rules, this new paradigm, which I've warned about for a decade, would come. Well, we're in it. And you have not seen anything yet. You wait to see what's coming down the pike. All right, people, look, that's it. I covered a lot of stuff here for you. I want to know, what do you think of this thing here from Bullard? This admission that he's saying specifically that the current Fed policies, despite the hike, is still creating inflation. I mean, you got to be a moron of the highest possible order to not realize that's the truth. And then we get this warning from the leaders of the European Union. Brace now for a grain deficit. Anyway, look, you and me, we're good. We got this covered. And we got each other's backs. I got your back, and I know you got mine. I'm going to keep saying it. This is a huge family, okay? I treat all of you like that. If you're a member of my newsletter, of my free newsletter, a subscriber, I send things out all the time. Some things have nothing to do with the market, but I really love interacting with all of you. Honestly, I really do. Anyway, look, I could keep going on and on, but I'm gonna at least stop talking. Love all of you. Please share the video. Please comment. I will read the comments. I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? And anyway, see you in the morning.